What if you could glimpse what happens to your soul after death? Picture this in 1944. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, hovered between life and death in a hospital bed. What he saw next wasn't just a dream, it was a cosmic revelation that shook his understanding of existence and will challenge everything you think you know about the afterlife, from floating above his body to encountering a realm of pure light and truth. Jung's near-death experience unveiled secrets about the soul's journey that are both breathtaking and profound. In this video, we're diving deep into Jung's vision of what happens after we die, exploring his ideas of the collective unconscious, life panorama, and the soul's choice to return. Through real-life stories and practical insights, you'll discover not only what awaits beyond life, but how to live more fully today. Stay with us by the end. You'll see life and death in a whole new light, and it might just change the way you live forever. What happens when you stand at the edge of life and death? In 1944, Carl Jung, the brilliant Swiss psychologist, found out in a way that changed him forever. After a heart attack left him hovering between worlds, Carl Jung didn't just survive. He returned with a vision so profound, it reshaped his understanding of the soul and its journey beyond the body. In this chapter, we're diving into Carl Jung's near-death experience, a moment where he left his physical form, floated above his hospital bed, and entered what he called the void of creation. Through his story and a real-life parallel, we'll explore what he saw, what it felt like, and why it matters to you. This isn't just about the afterlife. It's about what Carl Jung's experience teaches us about living fully today. Carl Jung was no stranger to the mysteries of the human psyche. His work on the collective unconscious and the shadow had already revolutionized psychology. But in 1944, at the age of 68, Carl Jung faced a moment that went beyond theory. After a severe heart attack, he lay in a hospital bed, his body frail, his mind slipping in and out of consciousness. Then, something extraordinary happened. As he later wrote in his memoir, memories, dreams, reflections. I had the feeling that everything was being sloughed away. Everything I aimed at or wished for or thought. The whole phantasmagoria of earthly existence fell away or was stripped from me. Carl Jung described floating above his body, seeing the room from a bird's eye, view doctors scrambling, nurses hovering, his own lifeless form below. This wasn't a dream or a hallucination. It was, in his words, utterly real. As Carl Jung's consciousness drifted, he entered a space he called the void of creation. No walls, no ceiling, no floor, just an infinite expanse where thoughts weren't words, but instant understanding. He felt surrounded by presences, not people, not angels, but entities, beings of pure consciousness that seemed to know him as he knew them. It was like being in the sphere of total knowledge. Carl Jung wrote, where everything was clear, yet nothing was spoken. In this state, he experienced what he called the life panorama, a vivid replay of his entire existence, not just events, but feelings. Every word he'd spoken, every action he'd taken, every moment he'd touched someone's life. Whether with kindness or pain, I saw my life as a whole. He said, nothing was hidden from me. I was what I had done. I was my life. To make this real, let's meet Anna, a 32-year-old teacher who had a similar experience. After a car accident left her in a coma, Anna described floating above the hospital room, watching doctors work to save her. Like Carl Jung, she felt a profound sense of peace, as if all her fears and ambitions melted away. She saw moments from her life laughing with her students, arguing with her sister, Even small acts of kindness, she'd forgotten. It wasn't like watching a movie. Anna said, it was like feeling my life. All at once, from every angle. When she woke up, she carried that sense of clarity with her. A reminder that every choice she made mattered, not just to her, but to everyone around her. Carl Jung's experience wasn't just about seeing his life, it was about understanding its deeper meaning. In the void of creation, he felt connected to something larger, what he called the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience that transcends time and space. This wasn't a religious vision of heaven or hell. It was a psychological and spiritual revelation. Carl Jung realized that the soul doesn't just vanish at death. It continues, carrying the essence of who you were, what you felt, what you intended. The life panorama wasn't a judgment or punishment. It was a moment of truth, a chance to see yourself without filters, without excuses. For Carl Jung, this was a call to live more authentically, to align your actions with your deepest values while you're still here. Why does this matter to you? Because Carl Jung's near-death experience shows us that life and death are not separate, they're part of the same journey. The life panorama isn't just something that happens after you die. It's a reminder to live with intention now. Every word, every act, every moment of connection or hurt shapes the essence of your soul. Anna's experience changed her life. She started repairing relationships, forgiving old grudges, and teaching her students with more compassion. I realized my life wasn't just mine, she said. It was part of something bigger, and I wanted to make it count. Here's the lesson Carl Jung's vision teaches us, that the soul's journey begins long before death. The life panorama is a mirror, reflecting not just what you've done, but who you've chosen to be. You don't have to wait for a near-death experience to see your life clearly. You can start today by living with purpose, by choosing love over fear, by aligning your actions with your truth. In the next chapter, we'll explore where the soul goes after this moment of truth, diving into Carl Jung's ideas about the realms beyond life. For now, hold on to this. Your life is a canvas, and every choice you make paints the soul you carry forward. What happens to your soul when your body takes its final breath? In Carl Jung's extraordinary vision, the moment of death isn't an end, but a transition, a doorway to a realm where the soul finds its place, not in a heaven or hell, but in a state that reflects its deepest essence. After his near-death experience in 1944, Carl Jung described a journey beyond the physical, where the soul arrives in a space defined by its inner light, its intentions, and its truth. In this chapter, we're diving into Carl Jung's profound insights about where the soul goes after death, exploring his ideas of vibrations and the collective unconscious. Through a real-life story, we'll uncover what this means for the soul's journey and how it can inspire you to live with greater purpose today. Carl Jung's vision of the afterlife wasn't about pearly gates or fiery pits. Instead, he saw the soul entering a state that matched its vibration, a term he used to describe the quality of one's inner light. Shaped by the intentions and emotions carried through life, you don't go to heaven or hell. Carl Jung explained in private sessions with his students, you simply arrive where you already are, without a mask, without a name. This wasn't a place in the physical sense, but a state of being, where the soul's essence, its love, its truth determines its experience. Carl Jung believed this was tied to the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience that connects all souls across time. In this realm, the soul is stripped of pretense, left to face its authentic self, carrying only the intentions behind its actions, not the actions themselves. Let's ground this in a story. Meet Mark, a 45-year-old architect who lost his mother to cancer. Devastated, Mark struggled with grief, wondering where his mother's spirit had gone. One night, he had a vivid dream. He saw her standing by a serene lake, radiant and at peace, as if she was part of the light itself. She didn't speak, but Mark felt her presence, a warmth that told him she was okay, still connected to him in some way. When he woke, he felt a sense of calm he hadn't known since her passing. Mark's dream echoes Carl Jung's vision of the soul's journey. Carl Jung described realms or states like cities of light or flowing streams, where souls find themselves based on their inner vibration. For Mark's mother, that serene lake might have reflected the love and kindness she carried in life, a state of peace she now inhabited. Carl Jung's insight is profound. The soul doesn't travel to a destination imposed by an external judge. Instead, it arrives where it belongs, based on the essence it cultivated in life. If you lived with love, your soul resonates with lightness, like a melody of peace. If you lived in falsehood or fear, your soul might feel heavy, lingering in what Carl Jung called the grey light, a transitional space where souls hesitate, caught between attachment to the world and the call to move forward. This isn't punishment, it's a reflection of truth. Carl Jung wrote, "The soul carries not actions but their essence, not the outward deed but the intent. Your intentions, whether rooted in love, fear, or honesty, shape the state your soul enters after death." Why does this matter to you? Because Carl Jung's vision suggests that the afterlife isn't something to fear, it's a mirror of how you live now. The soul's journey after death is a continuation of the journey you're on today. Every choice you make, every intention you hold, builds the vibration of your soul. Mark's experience with his mother's dream shifted how he lived. He started volunteering at a hospice, inspired by his mother's kindness. Wanting to carry her light forward, "I realized I'm not just living for me," he said. "I'm living for the part of her that's still with me." Carl Jung's collective unconscious teaches us that we're all connected, and the love or pain we create ripples beyond our lifetime, shaping not just our soul's journey, but the world we leave behind. This idea challenges us to look at our lives differently. If your soul arrives where it already is, what are you cultivating right now? Are you living with intentions that lift you up? Or are you weighed down by fear, resentment, or dishonesty? Carl Jung's vision isn't about preparing for death, it's about preparing for life. By choosing love, authenticity, and connection today, you're shaping a soul that will resonate with light, no matter what lies beyond. Mark didn't just find peace in his dream, he found purpose, a reason to live more fully in the present. Here's the lesson. The soul's journey after death is a reflection of the life you live now. Carl Jung's insight shows us that death is not a judgment, but a revelation, a moment when your soul stands bare, defined by the intentions you carried. You don't need to wait for death to align your life with your truth. Start today. Choose actions that reflect your deepest values, intentions that radiate love and honesty. In the next chapter, we'll dive into Carl Jung's concept of the life panorama, where the soul relives its entire existence, not as punishment, but as a chance to understand. For now, I hold on to this. Your soul's journey is already unfolding, and every moment is a chance to shape its light. What if, at the moment of death, you could see your entire life laid bare? Not just the moments you're proud of, but every word, every choice, every ripple you sent into the world. Carl Jung's near-death experience in 1944 gave him a glimpse of exactly that, a phenomenon he called the life panorama, where the soul relives its existence, feeling not only its own emotions, but the impact it had on others. This wasn't a judgment or a tally of sins, it was a profound moment of self-reflection. a chance to understand who you truly were. In this chapter, we're diving into Carl Jung's concept of the life panorama, exploring what it reveals about the soul's journey and how it can inspire you to live with greater awareness today. Through a real-life story, we'll see why this moment of truth matters and how it can change the way you approach your life right now. Carl Jung described the life panorama as a vivid, almost cinematic replay of his life during his near-death experience. But it wasn't just a highlight reel of events. As he wrote in Memories, Dreams, Reflections, I saw my life as a whole. Nothing was hidden from me. I was what I had done. I was my life. Every moment, every kind word, every hurtful silence, every act of courage or fear came flooding back, not as a detached memory but as a living experience. Carl Jung felt the emotions of those he'd touched, the joy he brought to a patient, the pain he caused a loved one, the weight of a promise broken. This wasn't about punishment or reward. It was about understanding. The life panorama revealed the interconnectedness of his actions, showing how they shaped not just his life, but the lives of everyone around him, all linked through the collective unconscious. To make this tangible, let's meet Claire, a 38-year-old nurse who had a wake-up call that echoed Carl Jung's vision. Claire was known for her sharp tongue, often snapping at colleagues under the stress of long hospital shifts. One day, after a heated argument with a co-worker, she nearly collapsed from exhaustion and found herself reflecting deeply on her life. In a quiet moment, memories flooded in, not just of her words but of the hurt in her co-worker's eyes, the tension she'd caused in her team, and the small moments of kindness she'd overlooked. It was like seeing my life from the outside. Claire said, I felt how my words landed, how they hurt people I cared about. That experience wasn't a near-death moment, but it was a life panorama of sorts. A sudden clarity that made her realize the impact of her choices. She vowed to change, to speak with more kindness, to listen more deeply. Carl Jung's life panorama teaches us that the soul, after death, doesn't face a courtroom, it faces a mirror. In this moment of self-reflection, you see yourself without filters, without excuses. You feel the love you gave, the pain you caused, the truth you lived or avoided. Carl Jung believed this was a gift, not a burden. It's a moment of truth. He wrote, where you answer to yourself, did I become who I wanted to be? This process is deeply tied to his concept of the collective unconscious, where every soul is connected, and every action sends ripples through the shared fabric of existence. The life panorama isn't about guilt, it's about realization, a chance to understand the weight of your intentions and their impact on others. Why does this matter to you? Because the life panorama isn't something you have to wait for death to experience. Carl Jung's vision shows us that self-reflection is a practice you can embrace now, shaping the soul you'll carry forward. Every moment you pause to consider your impact, how your words lift or wound, how your actions ripple outward, you're preparing for that moment of truth. Claire's experience changed her life. She started apologizing to colleagues, mending strained relationships, and finding joy in small acts of compassion. I didn't want to look back one day and feel regret, she said. I wanted my life to mean something, not just to me, but to everyone I touch. Her story shows that self-reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes. It's about choosing to live with intention, aligning your actions with your deepest values. Carl Jung's insight challenges us to ask, what would your life panorama look like today if you could see your life through the eyes of those you've loved, hurt, or ignored? What would you feel? Would you be proud of the ripples you've sent out? Or would you wish for a chance to do better? The beauty of Carl Jung's vision is that you don't need a near-death experience to start this work. You can reflect now, choosing to live in a way that honors your soul's truth. By practicing self-awareness, asking yourself, am I living with love? Am I being true to myself? You're crafting a life panorama that will shine with light, not shadow. Here's the lesson. The life panorama is a call to live consciously, to make choices that reflect your deepest intentions. Carl Jung's experience shows us that the soul's journey after death is shaped by how you live now, by the love you share, the truth you embody, the connections you nurture. You have the power to create a life that feels whole, not just in the afterlife, but today. In the next chapter, we'll explore Carl Jung's idea of reincarnation and why some souls choose to return to life, driven by a desire to grow. For now, hold on to this. Every choice you make today is a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul, painting the truth. You'll one day see clearly. Why would a soul choose to return to the chaos and pain of life on earth? After glimpsing the peace and clarity of the afterlife in his 1944 near-death experience, Carl Jung uncovered a profound truth. Some souls choose to come back, not because they're forced, but because of a deep, inner calling to grow, to love, and to become more. Carl Jung's vision of reincarnation wasn't about punishment or endless cycles. It was about opportunity, a voluntary choice to face new challenges and refine the soul's essence. In this chapter, we're diving into Carl Jung's ideas about reincarnation and the soul's decision to return, exploring how this choice is driven by a desire for self-discovery within the collective unconscious through a real-life story. We'll see what this means for the soul's journey and how it can inspire you to embrace your own challenges as opportunities for growth. Carl Jung's view of reincarnation was rooted in his concept of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience that connects all souls across time. In his writings and private teachings, he described the soul as an eternal essence, not bound by a single lifetime, but capable of returning to Earth to continue its journey of individuation, the process of becoming its truest self. During his near-death experience, Carl Jung saw souls preparing to reincarnate, not as a mechanical process, but as a deliberate act. It was like a symphony. He wrote, a vast flow of energy, light, and meaning converging into a person. These souls chose their lives, their parents, their struggles, even their pain, not as victims, but as architects of their own growth. Carl Jung believed this choice was driven by a call within, a desire to learn, to heal, to become brighter. To bring this to life, let's meet Priya, a 27-year-old artist who always felt an unexplainable connection to a small coastal town she'd never visited. When she finally traveled there, she was overwhelmed by a sense of familiarity. Streets felt like home. Strangers seemed like old friends. In a dream one night, Priya saw herself as a young girl in that town, living a different life, one filled with lessons she hadn't yet mastered in her current one. This experience resonated with Carl Jung's idea of reincarnation, where the soul carries echoes of past lives within the collective unconscious. Priya's connection to the town wasn't random. It was a glimpse of her soul's history, a reminder of challenges she'd chosen to face again. Inspired, she started painting about her dreams, using art to explore her purpose and embrace the struggles she faced as opportunities to grow. Carl Jung's vision of reincarnation is radical because it flips the script on suffering. Life's challenges, heartbreak, failure, loss aren't punishments. They're choices made by the soul to deepen its understanding. Carl Jung wrote, "You come here because there is something within you that only Earth can bring to light. The soul returns not to suffer but to refine its essence, to learn forgiveness, courage, or love through the raw, messy experience of being human. This process is part of individuation, where each lifetime offers a chance to integrate the shadow, the parts of ourselves we fear or deny, and move closer to wholeness. For Carl Jung, reincarnation wasn't about escaping life, but about diving deeper into it, choosing challenges that would shape the soul's light. Why does this matter to you? Because Carl Jung's idea of reincarnation suggests that your life, every struggle, every joy is not random. It's a deliberate choice your soul made to grow. The hardships you face, the people you meet, the dreams that stir you, they're all part of a cosmic plan you helped design. Priya's story shows this in action. After her experience, she stopped seeing her struggles, financial stress, creative blocks as failures. Instead, she saw them as lessons her soul chose to learn. She began meditating to connect with her inner calling, asking, "What is my soul trying to teach me?" This shift gave her courage to face challenges head-on, knowing they were part of her journey to become her truest self. Carl Jung's insight challenges us to rethink our struggles. What if the pain you're facing right now is something your soul chose to help you grow? What if every challenge is a chance to refine your inner light? This perspective doesn't erase the hurt, but it gives it meaning. By embracing your challenges as opportunities, you align with your soul's purpose. Just as Carl Jung saw souls choosing their lives with intention, Priya didn't just find peace in her connection to the past. She found purpose in her present. Using her art to express the lessons her soul was learning, here's the lesson reincarnation, in Carl Jung's view, is about the soul's choice to return and grow, to face the messiness of life as a path to wholeness. Your life's challenges are not accidents, they're invitations to become more, to love deeper, to live truer. You don't need to believe in past lives to embrace this idea. You can start now, asking yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I choose growth over fear? By seeing your life as a soul's journey, you tap into the same courage Carl Jung saw in those souls preparing to return. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to live with purpose today, using Carl Jung's wisdom to align your life with your soul's calling. For now, hold on to this. Your soul chose this life for a reason, and every step you take is a chance to shine brighter. If your soul is on a journey that began long before this life and continues beyond it, what does that mean for how you live today? Carl Jung's vision of the soul's journey through near-death experiences, the life panorama, and the choice to return reveals a powerful truth. Your life is not random. Every moment, every choice, every challenge is an opportunity to align with your soul's purpose. In this final chapter, we're diving into Carl Jung's wisdom to uncover how to live with intention, using his concepts of individuation and the collective unconscious to guide you through a real-life story. We'll explore 3 practical steps to embrace your soul's calling, helping you live a life that resonates with meaning, both now and in whatever lies beyond. Carl Jung believed that the purpose of life is individuation, the journey to become your truest self, by integrating all parts of you, your light, your shadow, your dreams, and your fears. His near-death experience showed him that the soul's journey doesn't start at death, it's happening right now. In every decision you make, the greatest pain of the soul, Carl Jung wrote, is not the loss of the body, but the forgetting of its nature. To live with purpose is to remember who you are, a spark of the collective unconscious, connected to all of humanity, here to learn, love, and grow. This isn't about waiting for an afterlife to find meaning. It's about creating it today, by choosing actions that reflect your deepest values and intentions. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Tom, a 42-year-old accountant who felt lost after losing his brother to a sudden illness. For years, Tom had lived on autopilot, chasing promotions and material success. But his brother's death shook him awake. One night, he had a dream where his brother appeared, smiling, surrounded by a warm light, as if urging Tom to live differently. Inspired by Carl Jung's teachings, which he discovered while searching for answers about life and death, Tom realized his life was a chance to honor his brother's memory and his own soul's purpose. He started small, volunteering at a community center, reconnecting with old friends, and writing letters to his family to express love he'd kept inside. "I stopped living for tomorrow," Tom said. "I started living for what matters today." Carl Jung's wisdom offers 3 practical steps to live with purpose, just as Tom did. Step 1. Listen to your inner calling. Carl Jung believed the soul speaks through dreams, intuitions, and moments of clarity, like Tom's dream about his brother. Take time to reflect, journal about what stirs your heart. What feels meaningful? What fears hold you back? Ask yourself, what is my soul trying to teach me? For Tom, journaling helped him realize he'd been chasing external validation instead of inner peace. By listening to his inner voice, he found the courage to change. Step 2. Choose forgiveness and connection. Carl Jung's life panorama showed that the soul carries the emotions it created. Love lifts, while resentment weighs it down. To live with purpose, let go of grudges and build connections that matter. Tom reached out to his estranged sister, apologizing for years of distance and rebuilding their bond. It wasn't easy, but it freed him from the heaviness of regret. Ask yourself, who can I forgive? Who can I connect with today? Even small acts like a kind word or a heartfelt conversation can ripple through the collective unconscious, shaping your soul's light. Step 3. Act with intention. Carl Jung taught that the soul's journey is shaped by the intentions behind your actions, not just the actions themselves. Every day, make choices that align with your values, whether it's pursuing a passion, helping someone, or standing up for what's right. Tom quit his soul-draining job to start a small business that gave him joy, reflecting his brother's love for creativity. "I'm living for both of us now," he said. "Your intentions don't have to be grand. They just have to be true." Start with one purposeful act today, and let it guide your soul's path. Why does this matter? Because Carl Jung's vision shows that living with purpose isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You don't need to have all the answers or wait for a near-death experience to start. Every moment you choose love over fear, truth over avoidance, connection over isolation, you're aligning with your soul's journey. Tom's transformation wasn't just about honoring his brother, it was about honoring himself. He found peace not by escaping life's challenges, but by embracing them as part of his soul's growth. Carl Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That privilege is yours, right now. In every choice you make, here's the lesson your soul's journey is unfolding today. And living with purpose means choosing actions that reflect your truest self. Carl Jung's teachings remind us that you're not just a body seeking meaning, you're meaning seeking expression. By listening to your inner calling, choosing forgiveness, and acting with intention, you're crafting a life that resonates with light, both now and beyond. In our outro, we'll wrap up with a powerful call to action to help you take these steps and live a life aligned with your soul's purpose. For now, hold on to this. Your life is a chance to shine, and every purposeful choice brings you closer to who you're meant to be. You've just journeyed through Carl Jung's breathtaking vision of the soul beyond the body, through the life panorama, and into the choice to return, all leading to one powerful truth: your life is a sacred opportunity to shine. Carl Jung's near-death experience and teachings Reveal that your soul isn't waiting for death to begin its journey. It's unfolding right now. In every choice, every moment, every act of love or courage you choose, you are not a random spark in the universe. You are a light, connected to the collective unconscious, here to grow, to remember, to become who you truly are. The question is, will you answer your soul's call today? Carl Jung said, "The greatest pain of the soul is not the loss of the body, but the forgetting of its nature. Don't let another day pass in that forgetting. Start living with purpose. Now, listen to your heart. Forgive those who've hurt you, and choose actions that reflect your deepest truth. Your soul's journey doesn't depend on what lies beyond. It depends on the light you cultivate today. So, here's your call to action. Take one step today to align with your soul's purpose. Maybe it's writing down a dream that's been stirring you, reaching out to someone you love, or letting go of a grudge that's weighed you down. Whatever it is, make it a commitment to your growth, to the light you're meant to shine. We're building a community at Jung Psyche Hub for those ready to awaken, to face their truth, and to live with meaning. If this video stirred something in you, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join us on this journey. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, someone searching for answers about life, death, or their own purpose. And let us know in the comments, what's one step you're taking today to live more fully, to honor your soul's calling? Your story matters, and we're here to support you. Thank you for diving into Carl Jung's wisdom with us. Now go out there, live your truth, and let your light shine, because you are more than enough.